Hi there. Good morning or good afternoon, whenever you're tuning in. This is the Cheltenham Festival quiz, day one here on Copperloader Racing. I'm back. If you have followed me before, I did racing previews a few years back, but thought I would resurrect it for the festival itself. And each morning there will be a quiz relating to the races on that day, as well as some of my tips for the races themselves. And then I'll give you the answers. So 10 questions really. So day one will be, most of the focus will be on the questions for the Champion Hurdle and a couple on the Supreme, but one question on each of the other races on the card today. So excitement building for day one. Great to have the crowds back there at Cheltenham. The weather looks pretty set fair for the week. Even the rain that was forecast for Wednesday, that doesn't seem to be maybe going to be as bad as what first predicted. So yeah, good ground all round. I may have to water by the end of the week on the new course. But let's get started with this quiz for you. As I say, 10 questions for you. The first couple will relate to the Supreme. So, question number one. Altior won the 2016 Supreme Novices Hurdle. Which future Ryanair Chase winner finished second, and which future multiple champion hurdle winner finished third in that race? So when Altior won the 2016 Supreme Novices Hurdle, which future Ryanair winner finished second, and which future multiple champion hurdler winner finished third in that race? So we'll be hearing a big cheer going up, of course, around about 1:30 today for that Supreme. Of course, last year there was no crowds at all at Cheltenham, and 2 years ago, of course, we were on the precipice of that lockdown. But hopefully everything like that's behind us. You can, as it goes along, you can maybe pause these and have a wee thought about it. The answers will come up at the end of this, so you've got a wee bit of time to think about it. Right, question number two. What age was Like a Butterfly when she won the Supreme in 2002? What age was Like a Butterfly when she won the Supreme in 2002? Okay, so if you're going along to the Cheltenham today, well, best of luck to you. If you're watching at home, having a couple of bets, remember, gamble responsibly. And or if you're going to the pub, hopefully be in the pub for Friday's action. Right, let's move on to question number three. It says round one there, but that's an old wee quiz that I've used there. Right, so question number three. Alan King and Robert Thornton, Jock Thornton, teamed up to win back-to-back Arkles in 2006 and 7. With which two horses? Alan King and Robert Thornton teamed up to win back-to-back Arkles in 2006 and 2007. With which two horses? As I say, I'll give you my tips at the end of this quiz, and we'll. It's just my thoughts, really. Nothing special. Right, question number four. Which was the last horse to win the Festival Trophy Handicap and then win the Grand National in the same year? Which was the last horse to win the Festival Trophy Handicap Chase, which we know as the Ultima, and then go on and win the Grand National in the same year? Now, the last horse, I think, to win the Ultima and then go on and win the Grand National, but not in the same year, was, I think it was Rough Quest. So it's before Rough Quest, okay? So which was the last horse to win the Festival Trophy Handicap Chase, known as the Ultima, and then go on and win the Grand National in the same year? Okay, you can be taking a note of the questions as we go along as well. But we'll move on to question number 5. In the past 6 runnings of the Champion Hurdle, 3 horses have finished second twice in consecutive years. Name them. In the past 6 runnings of the Champion Hurdle, 3 horses have finished second twice in consecutive years. So over the past 6 years, 3 horses have finished second twice, back to back. What are those 3 horses? Honeysuckle, of course, the absolute standout in this year's running. Although, as of 10:30 this morning, her price has shortened a little. Has come in a bit. Could it go off even money? There you go. Right, question number 6. Which horse won the Champion Hurdle 3 times in the 80s? Which horse won the Champion Hurdle 3 times in the 80s? Of course, Istabrak famously won it 3 times. The last horse to win it 3 times. Of course, Honeysuckle going to be back-to-back double champion in the race today. Istabrak was it 2000 was the last, because obviously there was the foot and mouth in 2001, and then retired in 2002, wasn't it, in that race, if memory serves me correctly. But anyway, which horse won the Champion Hurdle 3 times in the 80s? Question number 7. Who was the trainer of the legendary Champion Hurdle winners Night Nurse and Sea Pigeon? Who was the trainer of the legendary Champion Hurdle winners Night Nurse and Sea Pigeon? Night Nurse in the 70s, Sea Pigeon early 80s, wasn't it? You had some great horses around about that time, Comedy of Errors, Beulah, Lanzarote, Monksfield. There was some absolute stat. That was Champion Hurdle. That was a rich era of Champion Hurdlers. But who was the trainer of those 2 crackers? Night Nurse and Sea Pigeon. Okay, question number 8. Since its inception in 2008, only 2 English-based trainers have won the David Nicholson Mayor's Hurdle. Name both of them. Since its inception in 2008, only 2 English-based trainers have won the David Nicholson Mayor's Hurdle. Name them. Of course, Q Vega dominated it for years, didn't she? Trained by the great Willie Mullins, who's won it with other horses, of course. But there's, since 2008, 2 English-based trainers have won it. Can you name both those trainers? Okay. Question number 9. In 2014, which champion jockey got his first festival winner in the Fred Winter on board Hawk High? In 2014, which champion jockey got his first festival winner in the Fred Winter on board Hawk High? Okay, so that was question number 9. In 2014, which champion jockey got his first festival winner in the Fred Winter on board Hawk High? And your final question of day 1 of Cheltenham. Which future Cheltenham Gold Cup winner finished second in the 2016 National Hunt Chase Challenge Cup behind Manila Rocco? Which future Cheltenham Gold Cup winner finished second in the 2016 running of the National Hunt Chase Challenge Cup behind Manila Rocco? And of course, Manila Rocco is the National Hunt Chase. I think it's now just down to 6 runners. One horse is pulled out there. So I think now 4 of them are trained in Ireland and 2 in Wales. So is that a first where we've had a Cheltenham Festival race without any English-based runners? There you go. Right, I'll give you a wee bit of time to think about that on that respect, in those 10 questions. You can rewind it back if there's any ones that you want to go back over, and I'll give you the answers in a wee second. Okay, so let's give you my thoughts on the racing today and my tips. So D1, here's what am I thinking on the 130, the Supreme, a John Bond. I think it's a great renewal of the race this year. John Bond is one of those horses that's a bit like Marmite. Some think he's the next best thing. Of course, an expensive purchase for JP McManus. And I've plumped for him because the way he ran at Haydock last time, he was in a real race. And the form has stacked up pretty well, even from that Ascot victory earlier in the season. Constitution Hill looks a real class operator. I know that some are looking at horses that win in the Tolworth, how well they actually run in the Supreme. I agree with that. But yeah, I think John Bond is the one that I'm going to plump for in terms of a winning bet, or as a bet for a win. But each way, Mighty Potter. I think Gordon Elliott does have a cracking. He's coming into this festival. What is it? 60 odd horses he's bringing across from Ireland, and I just think this horse just has that bit more improvement in it. Maybe the horse that comes into this that really maybe catches the eye. And I think for an each way bet, Mighty Potter, I think it's run about 13-2, should run well for in a place. And the weird thing was, as anybody that's excited in Cheltenham, Eve, the getting a decent night's sleep the night before is quite difficult, especially when your wife's got COVID. But I had a dream that horse in the colours of Mighty Potter romped to victory over hurdles. So there you go, as good as reason as any. And the 210, the Arkle, I've not got any real thoughts in this race, to be honest. I don't think it's the strongest Arkle I've ever seen, but Edward Stone has done really, his performances this season have been quite eye-catching, and I've no real strong opinion on the race, but if I was to pick, I would go with Edward Stone. And the 250, the Ultima, the handicap chase, Death Duty for Gordon Elliott looks to be coming into this in tip-top form. A bit of national pride with Corach Rambler for Lucinda Russell in the team. Obviously, their hopes all pin on tomorrow with Ahoy Senor. But Corach Rambler, I think he unseated last time out and was going really well at that point, and I think has an outstanding chance here. And one at a bigger price, Kiltilly Briggs, who I thought ran very well this season, won up at Musselburgh, and as a novice, I think they all have good each way chances. 330, the champion hurdle itself, I think Honeysuckle looks really classy. Obviously, she's unbeaten. I know there's some out there that are wanting to get her beat, and that's the whole point of racing. Some feel that she will get beat at one stage. That's not necessarily always the case, but I just don't think the depth in this race is there as is in previous years. So yeah, I appreciate it as a Supreme winner from last year. We've not seen him this year at all. So there's obviously been issues, but Willie Mullins seems to have, there was an idea of sending him chasing, maybe going to the Red Mills at Gorham Park, but they've decided to stick to hurdling and throw him in to the champion hurdle. He's the type of trainer that can do this and bring these horses to the fitness and level that they could go out there and actually really put in a massive performance that could see them really give it to Honeysuckle. But I think it'll be close. I don't think she's going to win by a big margin, but for me, she's the winner. So for me, I'm not thinking anywhere near having a punt on her, even if she came into even money, which I doubt. I still think she'll go off odds on, but anyway. For me, Tommy's Oscar, I know there's probably is the heart ruling the head here, because for the Hamiltons it would be a magnificent story if this horse was to turn up a shock in the Champion Hurdle. He's just improved with all of his runs, from winning at the likes of Musselburgh to Haydock and so on. He is an absolute wee superstar, and I hope he runs a big race, and for place money, I think he'll get in there. There are, it's a grade one. We know it's a big step up for him, but if he could just improve, then who knows? And if things fall his way, he could get himself into a place. The 410, the Mares, Stormy Island has course form, although I think that was that over the new course, I think, but to me still is a strong contender in that, and it's worth a punt. In the Fred Winter, the Boodles at 450, Brazil each way, I think will give you a real good run for your money in the Fred Winter, which can be a real, it's a novice handicap. There's horses coming into it with several chances, but I wouldn't rule Brazil out to getting into a place. And in the final, which is cut up now with only 6 runners, I know there's a lot strong opinion for the Gordon Elliott horse that will be favourite, but for me, Statler will put it to him, and comes from a background of horses who do excel in this field. Same owners, I think, as Galvin, obviously, who won the race, and also Rathfinden. So, yeah, Statler for me in the 5:30. Okay, so that's my thoughts and tips for day one. Let's give it your answers to those questions now, okay? So, pause me if you're still deliberating and don't look over them at the moment, but I'm going to run through your answers right now. So, question 1 was, Altior won the 2016 Supreme Novices Hurdle. Which future Ryanair Chase winner finished second, and which future multiple Champion Hurdle winner finished third in that race? That was Min and Belvedere. There. Question number 2, what age was Like a Butterfly when she won the Supreme in 2002? She was the ripe old age of 8. Yes, 8, winning a novice hurdle then. Don't think that's the oldest. I think you go way back. I think there was a horse that won it at 12. But there you go. Question 3, Alan King and Robert Thornton teamed up to win back-to-back Arkles in 2006 and 7. With which 2 horses? They were, of course, Voiport Stedes and My Way de Solzen. Question 4, which was the last horse to win the Festival Trophy Handicap, the Ultima, and then go on and win the Grand National in the same year? That was Seagram in 1991. Question 5, in the past 6 runnings of the Champion Hurdle, 3 horses have finished second twice in consecutive years. Name them. Well, Sharjah in the past 2 runnings, then before that Melon, and then the great old My Tent or Yours. So Sharjah, Melon and My Tent of Yours have all been second twice in consecutive years. Question number 6, which horse won the Champion Hurdle 3 times in the 80s? That was, of course, the great See You Then. Question 7, who was the trainer of the legendary Champion Hurdle winners Night Nurse and Sea Pigeon? That was Peter Easterby. Question 8, since its inception in 2008, only 2 English-based trainers have won the David Nicholson Mares Hurdle. Name them. In 2008, it was Donald McCain Jr. with White Oak, and in 2019, it was Dan Skelton with Roxana. Question 9, in 2014, which champion jockey got his first festival winner in the Fred Winter on board Hawkeye? And that was Brian Hughes, of course, who will not be here today at Cheltenham. He will be at Sedgefield, and I think even tomorrow he's at Huntingdon, which I think is a little bit sad, in my opinion, because I think he's a cracking jockey, but maybe ignored because he's a northern-based jockey. But anyway. Question 10, which future Cheltenham Gold Cup winner finished second in the 2016 National Hunt Chase Challenge Cup behind Manila Rocco? That was, of course, Native River, who retired earlier this season, of course. Okay, folks, you can pause that there if you want to just look back over them and make sure you've got your answers in there. But that is it for couple of racings, Cheltenham Day 1 preview and quiz. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with another quiz for you relating to the races on Wednesday. Of course, we have the Queen Mother Champion Chase, we have the Ballymore, we have the Stairs Novices race, and in terms of handicaps, we have that massive headache handicap, the Coral Gold, not the Coral Gold Cup, but just the Coral Cup over the 2 miles, 5 furlongs in the hurdle race. So I'll be back again tomorrow, so look out for us. I'll be on YouTube or follow me on Twitter at the G McD for a couple of the racings, Cheltenham quizzes and previews. For now, hope you have a cracking day and you beat the bookie.